I hope you can hear me now, guys. Let's do a test. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. That would be nice if you can let me know. Yes. Good. Good evening. Sorry for this little bit of awkward audio problem. And welcome back to Arun Foot. It's another Indian football and more discussion on this Friday, on the 27th of February 2026. And we talk Indian football, a lot of things happening. The Indian under 20s beating Pakistan yesterday 3-0. Tomorrow they face Bangladesh. The Indian national team is training in Kochi yesterday. Of course, the Indian contingent of Khalid Jamil and three of the players not allowed to enter the stadium in Kalur due to the GCDA, another issue, another problem. We've got the RFP in regard to the ISL. And yeah, so let's wait and see and discuss. And let's talk about those things. Good evening, Shoham. And yep, good evening, Siddharth. Got happy and positive. Yeah, I'm positive. It seems to be on the handball project that I've been working on. There's been some positive movement finally after a long, long time. And therefore, that's that. And also, we are closing in on the 4,000 mark here on Arun Foot. We are too short of the 4,000. We are at 3,998. So, yeah, we're closing in. So, hopefully, during this live, we can fulfill that number. And as I said, on the handball, good movement. Sunday, I'm flying off to India. So, Monday to Thursday, I'll be in India trying to sort out the handball stuff in regard to the federation issue. Hopefully, that will be sorted. Yesterday, Shillong Lajong beat Gokulam Kerala with an all Indian squad. Yeah, I mean, again, the IFL is most probably one of the most unpredictable leagues in the world. And again, Gokulam Kerala, with all that they potentially have, they're fighting relegation, right? With all that they're spending, right? And so let's wait and see what happens. So what's the news on the tender? Tender is that the tons of meetings were held across the day, and in the end, it was not finalized in the sense of that it was not put forward. What is very, very clear is that there are three different bids which have come in. One is from Capri Sports for the IWL and IWL2, so for the Women's League, which they did also last time around, but then they didn't bid because it was too short of time. And um, and then on the men's side, we have Fan Code as well as Genius Sports for the commercial rights relating to the Indian Super League, as well as the Federation Cup or Super Cup, whatever they're going to call it. Genius Sports' bid per se is worth double from what Fan Code is proposing. Just one second, I had written down somewhere in notes what the figures were. They were really interesting. So it looks like the Genius Sports is and more than 2,000 crores over 20 years supposedly. Fan code is less, so that's worth a conversation. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what is the final outcome, because as it looks like at this moment in time, uh, 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 the reality is that it seems like there's a discussion going on between the clubs and the AIFF. What is the best way forward? Good days come from our Indian football team. Hopefully, we need Japanese coach for better performance. Surrender, we don't need the nationality, I think, is the matter. Why are active franchise valued so much? Like on average, revenue per season just around 90 million, but RCB and RS sold more than 1.5 billion. That's like 15 times revenue multiplier. There are people uh, betting on the IPL. To me, my simple question with the IPL numbers is they don't make sense. Like you, right? The valuations don't make sense. To me, the problem here is if I look at the valuations of what especially RCB got sold for, um, you know, And the problem to me is, and I was surprised that an American who is a multi franchise owner in the US, uh, you know, and puts into something where you don't have tangible assets. But again, that's cricket for you, and let's wait and see what happens. So it is dilemma catcher. Yes, I will be visiting Delhi, Siddharth, but again, my schedule is all over the place at the moment because again, I'm there for work. So yeah, might not be even able to meet family and friends. How many teams will relegate from IFL? Two, Aman, as far as I know at the moment. Or maybe even one if Churchill Brothers is one of the relegated teams. Nepal 20 winger, Jason 10 rate, played well today. Maldives heartbreak today. Okay, so can you submit a bit of 2,129 crores for 20 years for ISF Federation? Okay, no. Yeah, 2,100 and something was the figure that I also have in my head. So let's wait and see. Um, and per se, the figure is about 50, yeah, around 50 on average for per year from fan code. Thanks, Indian football team bloggers for moderations are positive. Okay. Reliance is putting in 50 crores per 50, 70 crore, and plus the broadcasting was not the highest bid is from Genius Producer, approximately 6 crore per year. Um, I would think Hannibal it was higher from Reliance if the 50 crore, but again, I have to differentiate because I'm now just bidding for the ISL, but again, de facto, the money that Reliance was paying in the end effect in the last 10, 11 years was actually for the ISL. So therefore, I would have said that they would have spent about 100 crores in producing the ISL overall, plus broadcasting. So we're saying, let's say 200 crores is what the input was from Reliance, you know? So let's see what happens. Who will broadcast the Indian team game? Any update on the same server? I think if I was right, it was supposed to be on fan code, if I'm not wrong. Where do you get the info from? Get the info from Kill. No, I didn't get it from Kill. No, I've got my own sources. But well, even if Genius Sports is chosen, will they be with Indian football for 20 years? Hannibal, my question with Genius Sports is, which is a generic question in general, is they are a data gathering company and they sell the data um, to different websites, to betting platforms. Is that illegal? Right? Is that illegal or is it legal? So that's the question I think that the AIFF needs to figure out with this whole situation. And does it work? Doesn't what work? Yeah. So therefore, we'll have to. I'm not sure if it works. Our Indian Super League football needs international referees along with VR system in Super League. We're not getting VR and international referees are also not coming. Narendra, this lovely visual thinking not working. 7% of commission to AFF. No, it was no commission to the AFF. Hope it's some seafood hockey. Tondale University Medical College. Okay. Good to see Arunava page producing footballers. Yeah, let's see. Dodum seems to be potential. We've had Gyani Nikum before that. Let's see what happens. So I'll start my own YouTube channel soon. Looking forward to starting the same with the interview. Thanks for that and all the best. Please visit All India Football Federation office in Dwarka near metro station. They can be official. Again, Narendra, I know the people. I don't need to go there and say, what it is or not. Again, I'm saying that Reliance is putting 2 or 3 crores per year and now 100. Exactly, Hannibal. That's the point. The inputs was higher, and the people who are going to put in the money are hoping to um, get money out of it as well. So therefore, that's the danger that I see in this current system. And again, why are we talking about a 15 plus 5 contract? My understanding, why don't we do a 10-year contract and try and work it out, and maybe an optional 5, and then say, listen, can you increase it depending on what it is that the minimum guarantee is pushed? I don't know. Any news in your football team matches Hong Kong? Nothing as such, except the team is training. The team is trying to prepare itself, and we'll wait and see. OBG 4K this month. Yes, Hitesh, that's the aim. We are at 3,998. And to me, yeah, let's see. 2 more to go, and then we've got that 4,000. From Lions Youth League to now, Deem Sports as new partner, things got changed and quick completely. No, this is parallel because the Reliance Youth League is a structure which is there. Dream Sports Foundation is just going to do the under 16 nationals, and there's a lack of clarity on certain things, which I will wait to see what happens. Uh, you know, Uh, you know, I really believe Ali created a footballing culture. I remember the academy season where everyone in school was discussing the league in the season after Johnny Acosta came in. Okay. So on my, you know what my problem is with that is that was in 2017. Then I would say what happened in 14, 15, 16 with the ISL. The I League is there, has been there. The NFL was there before that. Um, you're saying Johnny Acosta. I don't know. Then how many people remember that? And if you would ask people who are football fans, a lot of them will tell you that they won't even know who Johnny Acosta is, right? So so let's see. I think maybe because Apple offers pure profit, made profit on revenue of 1.4 billion, would estimate 26.4 million profit on revenue of just around 80 million. Um, I don't think someone that is the comparison to me is also, again, the profit part is good, but if I'm making 1/4 of the money I'm making as profit, that's unbelievable numbers. But if my revenue is at 80 million, right? And that was a very important point that my revenues are 80 to 100 million. Um, and I'm valuing the product at 1.8. That's an opportunity of chance, wish, hope, because you don't own infrastructure. Again, you don't own nothing. De facto, you own nothing because that's the problem. So therefore, to me, yeah, I don't know enough about cricket to be able to about that. Um, what could we start to was Hong Kong. So that it depends on who is fit, who's not fit. I have not seen. I'm not aware of who is in what state at the moment. That would be the question to ask Khalid. Let's see. So yeah, people feel more the money, more the growth, but they don't understand that even if they put money in football today, but in terms of long-term sustainability, it's possible to survive. Sure. The question is, how are you going to make money? The question for the clubs, for the AIFF, the question is, how am I generating enough money to be able to run the system? That's the starting and the end question of it, right? Um, and To me, the big challenge is here is 50 crores, 100 crores is not the question. To me, the question is whoever's giving me the money, how much am I spending on my central pool, and how much am I able to disseminate through the central pool, you know? And so therefore for me, that's the challenge. And the AFF needs also more money to run the AFF system. So the question is, how am I able to generate 150, 200 crores to run just the AFF and its programs? And people are saying that FSI was ripping us apart after seeing 200 crore number, someone tell. Hannibal, it's no point of having that discussion because those people live in their lala land, in their lala world. Not only them, a lot of people are. And I think a lot of people, I think also people within the ecosystem who work for the clubs, right, are realizing how difficult the whole situation is and how, and what kind of an easy world they live. Proud to be part of the Arunava army. Thanks to that, as always. Any podcast? No, none of them. Narendra. Football should take retire to give chance to young. Who are the young deserving players? Narendra, this is the most bogus, most rubbish, useless line that I hear again and again. And people are talking about combination football and possession football, under 23s, under 20s, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, did I miss something? Wake up to that reality. The younger players are not better. The reality is of the Indian Super League season this year is very, very clear to me is that it's not a question of younger or older. It's a question of good or bad. You know? Yeah. Yeah. How do is his chances in Bosnia? It is, Hitesh, it's a crazy one qualifier. If I see the results yesterday and some of the outcomes where it was a free for all and, interesting matches per se, um, it's going to be, I mean, starting off Turkey beating Romania, the Czech Republic coming from 2 goals down to draw Ireland and then win 4-3 on penalties. Denmark demolishing North Macedonia in the second half. Italy also winning. Poland scoring a 2-1 comeback victory against Albania. Slovakia, Kosovo, which was a crazy 3-4 loss. Sweden, Viktor Gyökeres with a hat trick against Ukraine. Wales, Bosnia 1-1. Bosnia winning 4-2 on penalties. I mean, yeah, what more to say? It was a crazy thing, and it was interesting to see who who will um, who will come through. And Tuesday uh, evening, um, Bosnia versus Italy, Czech Republic versus Denmark, Kosovo versus Turkey, and Sweden versus Poland. So, and for that front, Italy have to travel to Bosnia. I don't know if Italy is going to win that. Rich visa, Tata, Reliance, Bellamon, etc. They will not, Narendra. Indian government wants to host the 20th. They allow us. Again, the Shumit, they will have to play. Sorry, they have to use players of origin, and that will be interesting to see what happens. So coverage of coming FIFA World Cup. Yes, I will, Narendra. Is there any problem with Abnid, like any kind of clearance? Supposedly, some people have said, I don't know if he's an Indian passport holder, so there shouldn't be any problem. And again, to me, my question is, what is he doing there? Yeah. So therefore, for me, it's with all due respect, Abneet, no, don't think he should be there. Which team is Germany playing friendly against? Switzerland tonight in Basel. Thoughts on commercial partner numbers? RSC said they're good. I think that this is um, it is decent numbers given the realities. I think that the ISL starting and the ISL being held has brought back a certain level of trust with certain people. You know, and you know, so therefore, yeah. Sorry. So for me, um, I don't know if Junior Sports wins the bid. What happens then? Because then there is one, um, um, it's to me there's a lot of questions which are unanswered, and if I read the release from the AIFF, it doesn't say much per se. Let me read it quickly for you. The All India Football Federation on Friday, March 27, 2026. Wait one second, let me put lights on. Opened the bid for the request for proposal for commercial rights relating to competitions and properties owned by the AIFF, rights for the Indian Super League, Federation Cup, formerly Super Cup, the Indian Women's League, and the IWL were bid on. Bids were received from three organizations. Fancode and Genius Sports submitted bid for the commercial rights relating to the Indian Super League and the Federation Cup. Mima Kapi Sports bid for the IWL and IWL 2. The bids have been submitted for a 15-year term with a provision for an additional 5-year extension, with the bidder having the right of final refusal. The proposal also includes a 5% increase in value every year over the duration of the agreement. The Belarusian report will be placed before the Executive Committee, which convenes its meeting on Sunday, March 29th. A decision expected on the same day. It's interesting because the clubs today met the AIFF a few times. Conversations were held, and there's no decision from the clubs in regard to. Again, what I've been hearing is, to me, seems to be the club seems to be favoring fan code, even though fan code's valuation is half. Uh, so let's see. We play haram ball, simple, no tiki taka. Agree. Listen, how many teams in the world play tiki taka or possession combination football, whatever, blah blah. Everyone talks about. Not that many. How much money does they need to have in a year to run the system? Hannibal, if you want to have a good system with the right national team coaches across age groups, youth tournaments, I would say a minimum of 80-85 crores, right? An ideal case, I think something like 200 crores would be needed to run the system really properly and really build on the system across the board, being ISL, IFL, whatever below is, and also especially IWL and IWL2. Buying a luxury house for the officials. Nah. In sports, really want a bid of 2,129 crores for. Yeah, from what I've heard, yeah, I don't know if 2,129, I heard 2,136, but anyway, whatever the bid, it is more than 2,100 crores, so it's more than 100 crores per year. Yeah, that's the figure that supposedly Genius Sports has put out there. ISL plus Super Cup Federation Cup bid came from Genius Sports 50. What's it? As I said, Temu, to me, it's good valuation, I would say. Um, but given the realities of things, my question is how they're going to commercialize it. My concern is if they come in and they can't commercialize it, will they stick there for 15 years and try and do it? You know, so that's the thing. So why have full stadium IPL cricket matches, empty stadium Indian Super League football feeling sad? Then the reality, cricket is more of a craze in India. Therefore, it's sad that fan code and Sony Live don't show the highlights of other teams. Only big teams like Italy and Turkey fixture were broadcasted. Some of that, I don't know how they sort it out, set it up. What is the logic behind it? It's also the question. Also, is what footage is available to you, made available from your international partners. I think the betting issue for Genius. I think XNP there is a huge question mark regarding Genius Sports and betting. No doubt about it. It is something that needs to be 100% looked at. It is, in my opinion, it is an issue. But the question is, can it be worked out in a way? And then let's wait and see what happens. Czechia faces so much problem with the league. Still, they have shown a great fighting spirit. Pritesh, they have world-class players, uh, and to me, yeah, top players. Patrick Schick, for example, at Bayer Leverkusen. And what is not good player, neither plays on a bench most time. Yep, excellent. Coach C7 had to come to India. I have no clue, Narendra. Salah leaving Liverpool, end of an era, Saudi club loading firm. Let's see. I heard a crazy one. Um, um, you know, for all, because I just heard that that there is a possibility that he might go to the MLS. So let's wait and see what happens. The core of the team constant era squad was developed through legacy system of data for academic content structures in the I League. ISS acted more as a finishing school. Yeah, Samanna, you know, even the I League didn't create that much. Most of it was created by TFA originally. I mean, there was a phase where I think 90% of the national team were TFA players. If you want to say that ISL acted like a finishing school, then the same applies to the I League as well, right? It was more smaller academies doing the job, and yeah. But if you look at the most successful period of our national team in the last 15, 20 years, either we go to 2007, 8, 9, under Bob. That would have been the I League era, or we go to 17, 18, 19 under Steven and the ISL era. So same discussion. Still Nima play for Brazil and upcoming World Cup? No idea. Once the coaches in Ram board rent not paid or something, was the training cancelled? Samat, it seems to be that the GCDA originally had a problem with the Blasters, and then and people said, "Oh, you know what? It is the Kerala Football Association, the Super League Kerala creating problems for them." So for me, was that, and now it seems like the Kerala Football Association themselves didn't keep their side of the bargain, and so therefore for me, press conference cancelled, but they are supposed to take charge of the ground match day -2, so on Sunday, and then let's wait and see what happens on Sunday and Monday. And that Capri bit also good, seeing the way IWL done by AIFF such bad. Exactly, I don't know what Capri wants to do. with the IWL? That would be my first question. We should not forget money is an important aspect. But my question to anyone coming in, um, what are you going to do with the product? My big question to X, Y, Z, whoever it is, what are you doing with the product? And that's the challenge. You know, um, and let's see what happens. Do you think upcoming food youth players are called to play in Europe like Johan and Neil got signed for Blackburn? No, didn't get signed. None of them got signed for football reasons. Niall is again Canadian born and had other links why he got into Blackburn. Johan and all the other guys are pay to play guys. So, and again, we don't have the talent. Good evening, good naam. So, our youth league assistant country can India copy to improve youth structure? None. India needs to develop its own youth development structure. We need to figure out our system because the copy paste will not go. You know, so so 2129 huge seeing the current situation for his good genius portrait have worked in AIFF, PL Scottish League. XMP, yeah. Again, the question at the end of the day is why is this bid coming in? Is there something and let's see what happens. On 31st March, Ryan Williams is going to play national jersey and the fans are very excited. I hope so. I would be. How will these clubs can exist to rise in India? It's like putting money into a black hole, isn't it? Timo, that's the problem. You know, um, you know, and to me, the 100 crores at the moment for the value we have is a lot, right? But it is actually not enough because if you want to generate enough money for the clubs as well, we would need about 300 crores to be coming in. So, so therefore, that's something which we need to keep in mind, um, which is very tricky and dicey, and I still don't have an answer to it, and so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Sir, can someone owners get rid of Indian football team fans with loggers in General Stadium, Delhi? Narendra, there's a platform called, which my friend Akshata and all those guys have done events for bloggers, vloggers, fanball meet. Doesn't need to be in a stadium. So next time around, go and visit it. After all, is more technical and high intensity than SAV U20, right? Can be, but doesn't have to be, right? Being more intensive, being more high intensity doesn't mean that it's better quality, right? The SAF under 20, what I saw at least so far, the quality is not good. But is the RFDL quality really good? No, it's not either. Because otherwise our players would be better, right? Your opinion regarding Valverde getting removed by FF. Zoravar, it's bound to happen because the FF doesn't have the money for it. Amelia Valverde, you know, um, so therefore for me, that whatever's happened is might be weird for people, but to me it's very clear that it was bound to happen, and that the contract would not be extended. Sad as it is, because I think we saw what she did with the team, right? There was a certain development in that, but yeah, the FF doesn't have the money to afford a coach like her. And now let's see if we go back to Crispin Chetri or if Anthony Andrews gets a chance. But again, I always say foreign coach is better. Tina Sports is no go as the betting company. No, they won't allow them. They are not a betting company, Zoravar. They are a data collection company whose core partners are betting companies. So therefore, that is it. But to me, it's let's see what happens. We're seeing, for example, Dafa News ads, right? Odisha FC and Punjab FC are wearing advertising of Dafa News on their kit. And I thought surrogate betting is not allowed. Was Hero paying any money to the AFF? No, honey. Well, that was being paid to Reliance, and Reliance funded things from that. And then, yeah, it was the overall deal. How was it? The overall deal it was 50 crores per year. Navy jersey for the intern is very shabby. It looks like practicing kit. No wonder they do not have a launch program for the jersey. Hitesh, why? I thought it was stylish. I thought it was simple. It was nice. I like the jersey. It has some design on it as well, but I like the blue one is again maybe you like maybe more, I don't know, colorful jerseys, but I'm fine with that jersey for the moment, right? Is this 2000 crore for full 20 or 15 or 15? If I understand it right, it is for the 20 years or a 15 plus 5. My understanding is that that's why I'm saying that we're talking about 100 crores per year or a little over 100. To be honest, if ISL wants to serve a long run, they need a better OTT than Fancode. Not many Indians use Fancode. Sony would have been a better streaming platform. So, Rava, the question is what kind of streaming platform, what kind of broadcaster do I want, right? The numbers on Fancode supposedly are not good, right? For Sony, supposedly also not good. So the reality is, right, is it's and again, don't ask about the IFL, and the same problem persists. So the question is, we need to get more people to watch Indian football in general. That's a huge problem at the moment, right? Um, so therefore, for me, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. We want to see Delhi Premier League football with 5 teams Northeast. Okay. TD Sports only sells data to betting companies, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I don't think there'll be an issue. They sell the data. The question is, how is your funding coming in? So that might be a question that the government might ask. And let's wait and see what happens. And for Delhi, friends, that's football. God. Today, Manuel Neuer birthday. Manuel Neuer goat goalkeeper. Yeah, Manuel Neuer turns 40 today. Sadly injured at the moment, but hope he's fit, and then let's see what happens. Still 500 crore. The reason ever wanted if stay allowed. Still no 500. Ankit, yeah. And it says it was the 500 crores was, if I'm not wrong, it was Shaji Prabhakar as secretary who said it, right? But I know that Ranjit and Kalyan and others, um, have all said, the Reliance is underpaying, it's undervaluing, you know, and let's let's wait and see. But again, the 500 valuation is nice. As I said, for me, the AFF needs a funding a year to run properly 200 crores. And at the moment, yeah, that's part of the problem, right? So therefore, let's wait and see. Messi daily tour success was for this. Narendra, the Messi tour overall was a disgrace. Hey Kumar, Scotrak with a bit of Genius Sports is home runs with amount of current situation info, but I think F will go for Genius Sports because F will go straight for 20%, of which gives straight 20 crores. Yeah, Kumar, according to your logic, that would make sense to take 20% of the 100. The problem only is that the AFF, the 20 crores will not be enough, right? The AFF, with inflation and other things, most probably needs about 70 to generate. So where will it get 50 crores? So let's wait and see. To me, it sounds nice. It sounds good for the ISL, but actually the ISL needs a bid of 250 to 300 crores. You know? Yeah. So yeah, let's wait and see. Mizoram Chief Minister Lal Duhoma just launched AstroTurf Football Stadium. Okay, Hitesh. 2014-20 the ISL peak year, but no ISL day by day boring. Fans not interested. Well, if it's not boring, I would say. Given I think the ISL has been, with the realities of what has happened over the last year, I think it's been quite a good league, right? I mean, I'll be honest. The reality that there might not have been a league was very, very big. So from that perspective, I think the ISL has done actually quite well for itself, if I look at it. I think they don't betting, they sell data to betting. Uh, they're selling betting data, they're selling the data around. Not only them, Opta, all these guys do it, no? Yeah. Amongst others, Kalyan Chobe also said 500. No, but the original one who said it was actually Shaji Pravakar. Shaji, as secretary, said it first. I don't think Capri will even be able to make 10 crore out of the RWL. However, the point to me is, if I look at what kind of franchises Capri Sports are running, Are they making money anywhere? Would be my question to you or to anyone, right? To me, Indian sports for a lot of companies, corporates, is actually losing money, right? Uh, Sir, please invite Zishan Bhai, Dhanraj, Dove, Bhavan. Let's see. GCDA somehow wants to earn money and it's disgusting. It is happening in my state. GCDA works like a private company, even though it is a government funded. They have their own plan and things. Yeah, Temo, I honestly don't know what is the reason behind the approach that they have taken, be it against the Blasters, be it now also with the All India Football Federation. I find it sad that we're talking about 24 crores to be paid for the Indian national team to use that stadium. If that's the case, because the FF most probably would have gotten the stadium for free elsewhere in India. And yeah, it's I don't know. It's doesn't make sense. It's not logical for me. Congratulations. Have we? One second. Let's see. What is the number? It's showing 4,000. Yeah, 4,000 subscribers on Arunfoot. Thank you very, very much. I know someone just needs to unsubscribe to me at 3999, but thank you very much for the first time. Arunfoot reaches 4,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Let's keep on growing the family. Do you think that going to have the quality play in Europe? No. Nah, we have none. Let's see what they do, X9P. Again, as I said, I don't know what the Capri Sports will be very interesting to see because my question to them would also be is like, okay, you want to put in the money, right? On one side, what's the intention? What are you going to do? Yes, under 50 crore is risk. Maybe they can be lost so much money after 20 years they get contract. Let's see. Exactly my question to all these companies, right? Be it Genius, be it Fan Code, be it Capri Sports, all of them, right? Again, across the board, different entities, different kind of losses. Where are we going with the numbers, right? So for me, the question at the end of the day is, uh, um, and who will stay for the long run? That is another point to me, which is very important. Congratulations, before. Thank you very much. 4,000 is jokingly check once in a while, uh, and yeah, slowly, Arun Foot is growing. Saw clips of UFC home match. Is the Jaipur turf artificial or natural? It's an artificial turf, Uchut. With the grassroots like Nopang League, DPDL, Blue Cubs League, can we rate him for 2034 or 2038? If you are in 2026 and we're talking about grassroots leagues, then you are in a realistic cycle looking at most probably 15 to 20 years. So 15 years would mean 41, right? So means 2042 earliest, 2046, maybe even 2050 might be the years where these kind of leagues will have a real output that is useful for us. So under Steven considered India got results with discipline, pride in football despite limited quality, has shifting to a more stylish approach hurt results. Yeah. I mean, I can go back to the story. I remember in 2001 when Stephen wanted the India job and we linked up, we met in London and we spoke about it. And Stephen had ideas and plans. And again, he came back for a second stint. I would always say Stephen was very pragmatic, and therefore for me, uh, I don't think stylish was the approach. I think possession was the word which was used by a lot of coaches, this, that, and everything. We can't play that. We have to be honest to ourselves. What are we as Indian football? What are our players able to play? And that is one of the big problems I see. Looks stylish jersey under 20. Extend PF, it's okay. It's no, it's. I mean, if you look at it here, I find it fine. So, uh, so let's wait and see. I've liked the blue one. You see the orange one supposedly is the other one. Then I like the blue more. To be very honest with you. Why have to expect some results after bringing foreign coaches in main competition when you know can have funds? It shows the stupid thinking. I remember set piece specialist hired earlier. Sid, this Ameya Valverde was sort of funded by an NGO. So she's come through not at AIFF cost. And yeah, now she was to stay at AIFF cost and AIFF couldn't afford it. So she's gone. Innocent football matches should encourage students, school, college, free tickets out of the house for stadium to arise. Listen, Nanda, all of them are doing that. Free tickets is not a problem. In Delhi and other places, you're giving free tickets. So again, some of the ideas that you and others throw out and say, hey, listen, do this, do that. People know that. It is in India, it's not about these ideas. Indian football is not about ideas. It's about implementation. There's always produced good quality stuff, balls and just yeah, what should they have? If Karawasa dips, Kochi City Miko source is basically crash and burn, and yeah, because nothing is says viable business plan like turning a stadium into a farm to table restaurant with an agri turf. Timo, the problem here is that the stadium is still earning money because you've got those shops, no, in inside the stadium, and yeah, let's wait and see. But I hope and I wish. I'll be very honest. I hope and I wish Karabasas is not relegated, even though it could be, you know, Stephen Constantine better work, player selection, and result too. Yeah, Shumit, your opinion regarding Omang Dodum, do you see him as a potential striker for India? No. So, Ravar, you know why no? He's too young still. He's played no proper first team football. So I have given up on seeing XYZ player. Right. So therefore, for me, saying that player XYZ, she is ready for senior level football in the men's or women's national team, I don't say that anymore because it is going to take time. And therefore, for me, I would say um, give him time. Um, right. Didn't see much of him for 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 60, 70 minutes. Then he scores a smart 2-0, then scores the penalty. Good, but yeah, I wouldn't say much more. Hope the U20 Women's AFC Asian Cup will broadcast on AFC YouTube channel. Should be Uchud. Let's wait and see. With the current youth system, our country will regularly stand at pot 2 in a youth level in AFC in few years. I don't know if that is really where we stand, pot 2. Again, we are out of that pot 2 thinking because now your regional, uh, you know. So yeah, let's wait and see. AFF bid, I think Fancourt will win it. IWL anyway, praise the loan bidder. Yeah, let's see. I have also a feeling that they'll play safe and go for Fancourt. I think that's what the thing. I think there's a feeling that Genius might leave, and let's wait and see what happens. In addition, we can have Northeast as a friendly for my journalist in New Delhi. So, I don't know why. I think it's so big advertising improvement of foreigner next year quality increase will bring fans. I don't even know if you're gonna improve the quality of the foreigners is gonna bring fans. I think you need to bring superstars. That's the only way you're gonna, if you want to grow it, let's wait and see. Who resigned from AFF committee? Yeah. You have, yeah. Then do you think we'll be the top scorer this ISL season? And I personally want to ask. Um, top scorer of ISL. Most probably a race between McLaren and Ejajari at the moment. Why are U20 players not moving to Europe like Johan to play in the U? Because no one is going to take them. Again, Johan is not gone there because he's some great talent. The other problem with the bid, national teams need to be funded somehow. Yeah, exactly, Uchu. That's national teams in regard to travel, transport, coaches, support staff. All of that needs to be paid for, right? And that is something which needs to be done, and that's a big challenge. And uh, so that's very, very important how it needs to be. So after 2 years of studying economics, the realization has come that working football is the real goal in India. This clarity often comes after long due to the education system. If you want to work in football, do it. Yeah, I can only compliment everyone who wants to do it. Dada Gokulam Gyasa and SLK club Kunur, he was playing college soccer a few months back before the SLK trials. He got signed and suddenly clicked. Now gone to Gokulam Kerala. Yeah, that's Mohammed Sinan. If See, Renal, these are the stories which we love, right? That's not the usual pathway, but it does happen in football. I thought no one will bid for commercial rights of ISL, even though they bid. I thought 10 crore per year will be peanuts. Kumar, the point is that people are gambling, right? They're betting on something. Uh, you know, uh, the sad part is that Fancode has gambled. Fancode sees some sort of potential. Otherwise, they wouldn't be still around. They would have said thank you very much, bye bye. So therefore, for me, let's wait and see. Um, the genius wants to take up the rights is good. My concern is if things don't change in the next 3 to 5 years, uh, let's wait and see. Hey Shivam, I'm good. Good to see you back. Is this Genius Sports as good as Reliance? No. Rahul, Genius Sports and Reliance, what are you comparing? Genius Sports is a sports data aggregator. Let's call him that what it is. And Reliance is a different beast. Reliance is one of India's biggest companies. And then who's the better one for the tender? Oh, Shivam, financially, of course, it is uh, Genius Sports. But from a football perspective, again, I don't know them. That's then, uh, you know, um, um, I feel that Fancourt might be better. And I have a feeling that the clubs are thinking the same thing. Rather take something which you know than gamble on something which might be gone at some stage. Right? Right. So make a thank you reel for Cave for my stone. Yeah. Thanks. What should we surely do? World Cup retirement star players should welcome to improve our Indian football. Everyone when there's brand ambassador. Why? Why again, Narendra? All this costs money. All this costs money. No one's paying for it. So if we were getting 21 crore plus 1 crore prox, that's 12, 22, 20 approx from the government. Where will they make rest of money from? What other ways? Um, they need to sell the other rights, national team and other things. I mean, the point at the moment is my question is also with elections set to come out at some stage, right? Not today, not tomorrow, but at some stage we will have elections in the AIFF. The question then is, what happens to the setup? Yeah, yeah. Um, so therefore, that's the thing. The other one thing that Genius Sports being partner of Malaysian League has increased the broadcasting facility by leaps and bounds. Sure. Again, there is something that can be done, but to me the question is, you know. Um, the problem here is always or will be how do we um, so to me the question is so for me it's I'm not sure. पर सर 2000 को दुनिया खत्म so I don't think so. My driver is going to play for nationals and fans are excited. Let's see, Shomit. Let's hope so. Back in 2020, Azerbaijan was higher, and you always said it's because the national team's performance on point now because we don't have big tournaments like World Cup, wishing up playing friendlies or smaller tournaments abroad could help if we perform better. Do you think the numbers will bounce back if we do well? Timo, it will take time. Yeah. So for me, the problem is it's not about tomorrow or day after. It this whole process will take its path, its time to grow. And that's the challenge I think that football has at the moment. That even if the national team does again, and when I don't even know what's the next cycle in regard to the World Cup qualifiers in 2030, um, because 2027 we're not playing the Asian Cup. For us, yeah, it's a big of a problem. Why you said that our 20 don't have the quality to play in Europe? Because they're not good enough. Tell me a player from the under 23s who's going to be good enough to play in Europe. Any player. Choose. No one is even close. There's not even a player in the senior team where I would say, okay, he needs to play in Europe. Maybe two players. I would say most probably Apuya and Changte would be the ones that I would pick and say, okay, maybe they can. I know with Changte because we did the trials at Viking Stavanger. So I know that, but hey, otherwise, no. Overrated cricket. Monopoly cricket has finished one. the topic crops up once in a while. And yes, the cricket is sucking the you know, um, let's see. You got photos, or please bring more podcasts. And you said that I will get less guests to come, and they will think twice to come now. Do not say we have less. Please bring more podcasts and. Yes, Kumar, but you know what? I've been talking to people over the last month to do interviews, and my only problem um, now is it's a matter of time, right? But I will certainly speak to people and do. Hey Akash, yes, good to see you after a long time. Hope you're doing fine. Meme papers say money is not a problem as Coca-Cola sponsoring women of endeavors. Details on the deal. Ankit, Coca-Cola is a CSR deal. There is no money involved. It is supporting the under 17s only. And this is, Ankit, the problem is we are dealing, sorry, I have to be blunt on that. We're dealing with a whole group of football fans these days who think they know and understand things and have not even a basic understanding of how things are running. That is our biggest problem. You know, all people in other countries understand it can't be done from home player, but in government still doesn't understand. Yeah, absolutely. That's, yeah. 2011, Bob was the first time I saw national playing a star similar to national teams. Before the Indian football was different. Guys playing one had to see the 90s matches to realize. 100%. Bob had a system, uh, you know, and to me, having seen that evolution under Bob at that time, that how Bob worked with the team and did things, um, yeah, that's the thing. So, totally agree with you. Horrible, horrible, absolute garbage streamer or League Two on Indian football YouTube page. Gosh, again, might not be the liking to the fans, but I say, listen, whatever streaming you get from whatever you get, take it. Right? In the past, you wouldn't have had streaming of even the top level. You saw the match with Pakistan. Oman scored 2 goals. Yeah, but he scored again. The first one he scored was opportunistic. Um, second one is a penalty, so it's okay. But again, I would not get carried by Dodo. Not the other men playing has impressed me. Yeah, what should 100%? None of them. I was I and again, where are those who always say, oh, India get dropped, India get dropped. I've had this funny conversation with someone who's a friend of mine. He said, oh, you know what? The team who's gotten robbed in both the games against Bangladesh and against India were Pakistan, right? They had a similar situation. Um, Equalizer not given against Bangladesh and against India. Roshan left back handball not given, right? So what are we talking about? So therefore, let's keep that reality. And that was not a good game. 3-0 result looks brilliant, but it was a pathetic game of football from us. Pakistan was actually, sadly, I don't want to say it, but it's reality. Whenever I'm having a bad day, your stream bounce up like a happy ball to cheer me up. Okay. What was Wolf and match between us? No one wants that. Says in honestly, 100 needed for AIFF event, and then only if we can run so much. Indian companies want to give you nothing. So yeah. When about the election is going to happen? The elections are likely to happen around September or post September, right? So yeah, AIFF job should be contract ad hoc basis performance. I don't know. No, it doesn't work that way. A communist state asking for money for an event which is in interest of public and is managed by public organizations. Hello. Anyway, communism doesn't mean that you don't want to make money, right? And if you say it is communism, it is packaged differently, right? People are fed up with the same bunch of morons in national side again and again. I will not waste my time watching Rose the Mumbai list and Khalid's garbage management. Akash, my counter question to you is, who are the players you want to see in the national team who deserve to be in the national team? My question is that, look at, um, if you look at the ISL, where are the players that who supposedly are so great and are playing, are exceptional under 23s, whatever, blah, 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 right? I don't see anyone from the younger players who were really that good who deserve to be the national team. It's rather older players who might have been part of the setup or might have returned who are actually doing good. Or the only one where I'm thinking, okay, maybe should be thought about, maybe given a chance, is Nikhil Balla, if you ask me. Nikhil Balla is, as a right back, is to me one player where I'd say, you know what, that is a boy that I would like to see in the national team. But otherwise, I don't see any one of the younger players better. If you want to get rid of Manvir and Liston, we will next time around we'll have a discussion about, hey, listen, it's time to bring back Manvir and Liston. That is our problem because we don't have quality. At some stage, you need to wake up to that reality. Khalid Jamil's manager is a problem. Listen, uh, uh, um, if Danish Farouk, with the way he's playing in the ISL, gets into the team, yeah, I agree with Kumar Reddy. Get those new influencers who are making videos on in football versus some of them having 100,000 plus followers. Yeah, that's because nobody see you want to, you know, uh, uh, want to talk about things, but don't want to talk about realities. This is the platform where we talk about the realities and the facts and whatever. Even the others don't. Even the bigger channels don't. You have a feeling James will leave? What? Why? Hannibal, if they're willing to commit to you 2,000 plus crores for 20 years, right? Um, then it's something. My thought then is very very clear, um, that I don't know if the numbers don't work out. My fear is in 3 to 5 years. You know, um, yeah. Let's see. Then I got contract for you to know when they play top club like NK Bravo do that. NK Bravo is not a top. Who says NK Bravo is a top club? That's your first question. And second, yes, it's pay to play. Done that. Thanks, Sid. GCD has other plans. It's under the state government, and they will ask the same government, "Who the hell are you?" Yeah, yeah. Ochut asking Akash, who are your replacements for Liston, Manvi, etc. It's that limited pool of 34 players we have to choose from. That's the problem, and the younger ones are not better. I today someone told me, "Oh, Mohamed Sanan this, Mohamed Sanan that," and it's like, have you watched Mohamed Sanan this season? What has he created really? Yeah, what has he created to say, right? So my problem is, I can give him a chance, but my problem is, and this is my criticism of the national team coach and the Khalid Jamil, be it Manolo Marquez or be it you all as fans. We need to understand who is good enough, you know, to play international football. People are happy that players are making stepovers. And I'm like, okay, we've lost the game. Sorry. At least you've lost me. I want a good player to perform XYZ game. Right? That's the reality. Right? So top 5 active viewers deserve video with you. Yeah, why not? Well, maybe I'll do maybe over the Easter days we'll do once a call-in show, right? Where I call you in and you can be part of it. Khalid must be sacked immediately. He's calling players who barely play this season. You were right about him. That man don't deserve national responsibility. Sorry, Akash. Again, I'll be arrogant enough on that, right? And if people call it arrogance, better, right? Uh, I've worked with the national team. I have been lucky to work with Suki, with Stephen, and with Bob Houghton, right? I have, and even a certain Amando Colasso, right? So therefore, uh, you know, let's see. What about clubs? Doesn't look the same in the long run. Nixon, that's the whole problem. You need someone to. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about 300 crores would be a figure that I think would be needed to run the system. If you ask me, 300 crores would be something where I'd say, you know what, this is something workable. This is something you can build on. For all the 6 national teams, there should float a separate tender these days altogether. They play a lot of matches, they qualify SAF Cups, etc. Uchut, there is no interest, right? Yeah, I'll tell you what. If and this will be something that people will not like. Um, the only real team selling is the senior national team men's. Telling the women's will be tough. And the juniors, you can theoretically raise something, maybe if someone gives you CSR. My prime example is last year, the senior women's team, the under 20s and the under 17s qualified for the Asian Cup. For the first time, all three teams have done it together, right? Did anyone, any corporate come forward say, listen, I am giving, I don't know, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 1 crore as a gift to the team? You know? So that's the thing. So my point is, it's a nice idea, but is anything of the Indian national team setup actually worth to say? If you do a tender, would anyone come forward? There is a news coming out that an embassy guy from somewhere called that call and then we call Kalan to select a meet. Someone I've said this. This is not. This is old news. Who's saying this? I've said this a while back. There is someone in Brazil, out of the Sao Paulo consulate, knowing Kalyan, called up Kalyan and said, hey, Abni Bharti, right? And again, he's played, what has he played? In last 7, 8 seasons, 26, 27 matches, right? It's like if you said to me, Arunava, hey, listen, you played somewhere at some stage, you are now close to 30 and you still have an Indian passport, come and for the national team, right? So, yeah. When I've had a bad day, oh God, yeah, sorry. Sorry, my mistake. Missing annual awards ceremony function. Facing good performance for like CIB. Is not in the AIFF does that annual awards. Now the federation consult with the clubs before this RP, then why the clubs are listening to federation. Akash, I am still not understanding what the clubs and the federation are doing. You know? To me, my problem is that I still don't understand why the clubs are going along with this, given the realities. My other thing is there is a new AFF set to come in at some stage. Are they fine with this whole tender process? Or would they build something bigger than what it is now? So I don't know. I like cricket, but this RCB deal seems to be blow for other Indian sports revenues. Bitter truth. Oh, truth. It's a brutal blow. It's a brutal blow um, to everything, because to me, it showcases the IPL in a light. And again, I don't know if you've seen, there's been some Twitter wars. Sanjeev Goenka has been brutally trolled and abused by Lalit Modi. That was really funny. Um, because he praised the BCCI for everything. But this whole RCB sale is, again, I don't know. It makes no sense, or it's a scam, right? As per Genius bid, they will broadcast alone or sell digital and TV rights to someone. Genius will not do it themselves. They will sell it. They will either buy it or sell it to someone. You know. Uh, so to me, they don't have. Again, they're not a broadcaster or OTT platform. So they would have to have someone as a partner. Be it, for example, they might sublicense it to Fancode. So that's the thing. I understand Coca-Cola's CSR thing. I just want to confirm. I've replied. The people came with the same thing. Yeah, Ankit. Again, there is nothing that has moved. People who always say no, cricket has nothing to do with other sports must introspect the recent RCB and Rajasthan Royal deal. This is why position of cricket. Yeah, Akash, and then see how much of that money is indirectly going back to the BCCI, which makes the BCCI even stronger, and that is harming. That's harming the Indian sporting ecosystem. It is a very very big problem, and I don't know how we're going to get out of this. Very big problem. Congratulations on focus. Well, thank you very much, Hitesh. Yes, 4,000 is the mark. What? Oh, God. What's the thoughts on Northeast United Circuit? Benka Al. Did I miss something? Okay. The Raiders cricket is not developing top class infrastructure in the country. Man City is developed their surrounding area in Manchester, building parks, gyms, roads, etc. Yeah, cricket franchise just makes money, and if they don't do anything for the people in the country, unlike football clubs, somewhat the point is, for me, very very clear what you are saying, and um, the point is, I remember when I first went to Manchester for Soccer X for the conference. Was it 2012, 2013? Yeah, 2012, 2013. And then I went back in 2014 pre-ISL because I went to City Football Group to speak about Mumbai City at the time. And then I went in 2018 to speak in the name of Roundhouse Punjab and have a look around. Wow, East Manchester, completely developed because of Manchester City, right? And therefore, Indian sporting entities are all there to try and get something because they're not building into stones. In India, it's a different thing. It's a problem to build your training facilities. It's a problem to build your stadium. That's the problem. Dada, do you think Kerala has much better talents than Nimil, Sanan, Nihal, etc.? 100%. Right? They should have. I don't think that they are, that they can either. See, if I look at the three, Mohammed Nemir 2 years ago would have thought, okay, maybe that guy can pick it up. It didn't do it. Nihal seemed to at some stage also lost his way. Sanan to me is most probably the best of the trio, but is nowhere near what. Again, we're talking about wingers in positions where you used to have a Renedy Singh, a Clifford Miranda, and Alvito da Cunha, and Ishfaq Ahmed. Right? These guys are nowhere near those guys, sadly. And again, I don't want to go into this mode of say, oh, those guys were better, those guys were better. These guys are not even, I don't know, Changte level, let's say. Right? And after this 10 ISL clubs will be somewhat confident, think of future of 3, 4 years, future of ISL. I don't think so, Kumar. Because even if you get 100 crores from the tender, then 14 clubs were too many. How are you going to divide? You're not getting more money. If you want to go back to a full season, you're going to spend, you know, right? Yeah. Thanks, Stephen. Yes, thank you. 4,000 plus subscribers on Arun Foot. Thank you very much. 4,001 is the number of today. Thank you very, very much, everybody who's part of the Arun Foot family. And yeah, we need to grow, and thank you for that always. And watch the short videos that I try and make. Watch the other videos as well, and yeah, let's keep on growing the family. Thanks a lot for that. Manoj Mohammed is a deserving player from my point of view. No, Akash, please, not Manoj. Manoj Mohammed is not good enough for the national team, right? We've, I've got worst case. I've got Abhi Mitai. I've got Akash Mishra. I've got there. I've got Roshan Naurem. Manoj Mohammed, difficult. That's what I'm saying. Nikhil Bala to me on the right is someone that needs to be considered, and then Abhimitai maybe tried on the left, and Akash Mishra has done actually well. He's covered a lot of ground in the ISL. So, but Manoj Mohammed, no, sorry. What if for the success of a sports culture, where did it start? Why didn't we have a sports culture? Football was limited to certain regions, and when did it revive? Clubs were confined to tier 1 and tier 2 cities. The sport achieved something big, but people in India ignored its past results. Timo, the problem is we were very one-dimensional in the sense of saying that, football is big in Bengal, in Goa, in Kerala. Last 4 decades, I would say it's been big in Manipur. Last not two, 1.5, 2 decades has been big in Mizoram. It's growing in Meghalaya. Arunachal Pradesh at the moment is growing as well. So therefore, yeah, but we don't have a sporting culture in India. It's a big problem. Congrats to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you, Narendra. It's taken a long time, long way to go to grow your views and insights. Thank you. It's just too good. Thanks. Thank you to you and all of you. Do like these videos, share these videos. Again, without your support, Arun Foot cannot grow. That is very, very important. And thank you as always. 20 likes so far on this video. I need your support. Otherwise, Arun Foot cannot grow. And this is, I need your support as always on that. Sir, being honest, Kajim, Ranging Kota, Danish Farooq, Ashik, Liston Kulasamante Kota, Irfan Yadad, Farooq Chaudhary, etc. See, Liston Kolasio will not work because Liston Kolasio is a Christian. So if you want to talk about a Muslim quota, again, I don't know. It's a tricky point as well. It's a problematic point to raise. But if you the ones that you've mentioned, Ashik to me makes it right. If I don't have that many options, Irfan Yadva to me is I've liked him since he played I League Two for Bangalore United. So therefore this is one of the players, and he showed the other day with his goal against FC Goa what he's capable of doing. Danish Farooq should be nowhere near the national team, and he's a potential starting player for Khalid Jamil, and Farooq Chaudhary, yeah, on and off. Yeah. Just recent email from FIFA last minute ticket sales of the World Cup starting April 1st. Ochud, I'm sure you will, I mean, you will get your tickets if the World Cup happens in the US. I was talking to a coach, asked him about some trial stuffs, and he, rather than saying to me something nice, he literally stared at me, why are Indian coaches think they are the next step? Daniel, that's part of the problem, right? Good day, you're rating Nikhil Bala, guy from Ranchi. I've seen him kick a ball for fun in local facilities in Tripura, very close to his journey. Ankit, yeah, thanks. And again, to me, if I see a player and I like and I think he has the potential, I will say it. But if there are players that I don't think have a, you know, uh, um, I will mention as well, Danish Farooq from me, with all respect. But sorry, Danish bhai, national team is not for you. Problem with cricket franchises, they're getting billions, yet they don't have their own stadiums, no permanent training facilities, no youth academy. One English friends actually asked me this. Akash, that's why I'm not understanding why would an American franchise holder, why would, for example, the Glazers be interested in buying an IPL franchise team? What is the valuation? Is there something behind the curtain that we don't know? I don't know. It makes no sense commercially. The valuation of these teams make no sense because they don't hold any asset. And a team in the NFL, in the NBA, in Major League Soccer, all of them have assets. Right, the Premier League team, Manchester City built assets in Manchester. They're expanding the stadium, building hotel, this, that, everything. They're creating different revenue streams. But this whole sale of Rajasthan Royals and now of RCB, to me, makes no sense. You know, But for Coach Raman, stadium. Oh, Silent Nimmer with the better ecosystem still can't race up Joe Paul, or I'm Vijan, or even CK Vinny. The talent is going downwards. I mean, Mohamed Nemel and Mohamed Sanan actually got good education in Reliance Foundation. But where's that next step? So that's the thing. Junior sports is financial muscle to swallow losses if they get losses heavily for 3 to 5 years. Kumar, the question is not that they can swallow the losses. It is like with City Football Group, where they asked the question last summer, guys, we're willing to pump in more money. Where is the end of the tunnel? And when do you think you can at least be break even? Right? Mumbai City couldn't answer that. And then they said, thank you very much, Tata, bye bye. That is my simple thing. International organizations coming in, they will pour in the money. But if they don't see at the end of that tunnel, right, there is an outcome and it makes it profitable, they will say thank you very much, Tata, bye bye. They will even take, if there are any fines and fees to be paid, they pay it. Khalid Jamil is going to football. You criticize, but that's the reality. Yeah. All not performing would accept Anwali is best. He need to be in team. Is Fark need to be in team. He looks like they were from danger zone. That it might be again. But Danish Farooq is since he's been there, a player that he's called up. I think we are done and dusted. I saw how Sullivan Bros are playing for Bangladesh. They might qualify for the next AFC Asian Cup, and if they do, they will qualify for knockout stage for sure. We're going to lose. Have to. Akash, I totally agree with you. The Sullivans are just the start. Look at what Bangladesh is doing. Even Pakistan is trying with all the problems that the Pakistanis are having or have faced. It is insane to see what these guys are trying to build. So, from my standpoint, is we in Indian football need to wake up at some stage, right? And that is something. Yeah. Do you have any idea what the current size of the ISL Indian football team last time when FST money tape was on the were paid 50 lakh to 5 crore highest? What are those numbers now? Yeah, but no one got paid 5 crores. The highest salaries was and is around 4 crores. And the question is, what is the minuses in the respective clubs. So I would say the average would be around what, 20, 25 at the moment. Yeah. There should be no place for non-performers in any football team. Yeah, but Narendra, if you're going to replace them, where is the next lot? Can you predict a future rank with the current U23, U20 team quality? Uh, no, I can't, because you know what the problem is? How many of these boys will actually make it from that under 20 via under 23 to to the senior national team, right? If I look at the under 17 World Cup, I could let's do that test, right? Let's do the under 17. You know, let me take out that squad, right? Sorry, I got the wrong one. Da, 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 da. So let me go through it and then let's have 21 players. Dheeraj at the moment, IFL, Diamond Harbour. Boris Singh, of course, playing with FC Goa. Jitendra is with Chennai FC. Anwar Ali is with East Bengal. Sanjeev Stalin, Mumbai City. Suresh Wangjam, Bangalore FC. Ninthoy is he still with Punjab? I think Ninthoy is with Punjab, right? Yes, Ninthoy is with Punjab. Amarjeet is with Mohammedan Sporting. Aniket Yadav, I don't even know where Aniket Yadav is. Does anyone know where Aniket Yadav is? Supposedly, okay, he was playing Calicut FC in the Super League Kerala. Okay. Abhijit Sarkar playing CFL. Komal Thattal played also Kerala Super League. Henry Antonai, I think also played Kerala Super League, right? Yeah, Trishul Magic. Apuya Ralte, of course, Mohun Bagan Raim Ali, Odisha FC, Jikson, East Bengal FC. Nongma Naurem also, I think, played Super League Kerala, right? Yeah, yeah. Malappuram FC, and now he played United Calcutta in the CFL. Rahul KP, of course, Odisha FC. Namit Deshpande stopped playing football. Mohammed Shahjahan, I don't even know where it is. Prabsing Singhal, East Bengal. Sunny Dhawiwal is also stopped playing football. So if I look at it, yes, a lot of players, and this was the best that we've prepared, right? So there's a lot of players who have made it to the ISL level. But some of the guys who we thought, and there are players like Aman Chetri, for example, missing from the squad who was originally there. So that those are the realities. What's your prediction for Iraq versus Bolivia and Jamaica versus DR Congo? Hitesh, I would like Iraq to qualify in the interest of Asian football. So again, but I think Bolivia is stronger. And Jamaica, uh, I'd like Jamaica to qualify. I've done some work there in the past. But I feel DR Congo will be stronger. So I fear Bolivia and DR Congo, but I would like Iraq and Jamaica to make it. The saddest part was no companies and no mainstream media publicized the Women's Asian Cup qualification. Suddenly, she's trained as a senior women's national team exit. And this is the one, right? And then blaming the AIFF for this is like, guys, you didn't show interest earlier. Why? Where did you come from? Why are you talking about this? Do you have the right to talk and discuss this without even knowing the facts, right? Did any one of you guys who criticized the whole thing actually say, listen, let me try and help you? Which I, in my personal capacity, did. Listen, the smaller Arunava said, hey, AFF, listen, you need help. Highest paid Korean Japanese players in the top local league is 10 crores to 12 crores. Okay, but Manisha goal recently was classic. Yeah, not in the world class. Do these investors think that purchasing power of the football fans is relatively lower than cricket fans? Yes. They, they said, what is the purchasing power? People don't even want to buy real jerseys, rather than the fake jerseys. No one wants to buy a fan code. Rather wants, oh, where is the free link? That's the problem. US billionaires investing in RCB must have done his due diligence. It's an astronomical amount, even in USD. Ochut, I think, or as I say, there might be some business deals behind, which has, with this is a side project, which we've seen sometimes in the past as well. I remember Lakshmi Mittal's younger brothers bought was it a steel plant or was I think it was a steel plant um, in Bulgaria. And then as part of that deal, they had to buy CSK Zofia, which they didn't want. So I don't know. Indian middle class and upper um, parents send their kids to coaching at the age of 13, 14. This country can never have a sporting culture unless kids grow like kids playing sports. Exactly. Now, I do not know how IPL teams generate money with shirt sales and match day tickets like European clubs, but they can vary European clubs without any physical assets. Assets. IPL team varies some kind of bogus without match day tickets, and some of the opportunities are given free to people. This means the companies, politicians, etc. Kumar, I know that free tickets is an issue in certain places, certain parts, and um, you know, and and to me, again, I don't have a logic. Again, I don't know enough to be able to discuss it. IPL team sale is like you're buying a bond, but the bond give interest around 6 million, around 70 million, but the team value also increases. Doesn't matter how you are guaranteed 70 million. I don't think that works. Indian parents will die in heart attack if they saw how kids in the West live their childhood and golden teenage days. You know it very well that our sporting culture will always be limited to woodcut consuming society. Oh, that's a hard one. And just a good point, but it's a complex socio-economic scenario. Having career in sports and performing art is difficult and uncertain, more so in today's world. Very true. I'm not aware of the thing going on with RCB getting sold. What exactly is happening? What are the bad things that are happening? Apple cookies and what is like more than Mr. Goenka? Hannibal, they've been sold for a ridiculous amount of money, and Mr. Goenka thanked the BCCI and the Jay Shah and then because they created it, and then Lalit Modi made some sarcastic comments about it and literally trolled Sanjeev Goenka on Twitter. In India, kids only studies and that's their life, which is very unusual. This generation kids can't even run 1K. Akash, forget 1K. Let them run 100 meters, right? IPL franchise to bail out asset clubs. I will be happy if they decide to take over budget. What budget? They're swimming in cash, right? Like a piggy bank for them to throw money at Indian football. Please just make it happen. Imagine Mumbai Indians running Mumbai City SC, KZ owning Chennai. It's the possibility. Temo, this idea has been put out by some people in the past, but again, yeah, these are my delusion. It will remain as delusion. Yeah, exactly. Sadly, it will not happen. Exactly. In US, NFL teams have their own real estate and permanent facilities, which are in billions of dollars worth. IPL teams are basically operates in cloud mode. Where this valuation is coming from? Akash, would love to know. It's a very interesting thing, which I don't know why it is, and I think nobody knows why it is, but it is the way it is. So it's crazy to think, but that's the valuation of the IPL teams. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you how these valuations have come about. What is your take on Mark Zotan Puya, who's left back of Jim FC? Kumar, a good player. Um, Saw him at Hyderabad. Didn't have a good season at East Bengal. Doing decent, but I would like him to perform a whole season, and then maybe a candidate for the national team down the road. More to me, yes. Mark Zoe to me is more of a national team candidate than Manoj Mohammed, if you ask me. Lasers whenever destroy anything they touch by sucking money. Akash, yeah, but at the moment you will say United is actually not doing that bad. Huh? IPL team valuation by its broadcasting revenue and audience sponsors the day they lose audience value. But I'm not seeing anytime soon the way we are pumping money. Airport, there is already a problem because your broadcaster wants to renegotiate the whole deal, right? So that's going to be an interesting one if the BCCI can continue to generate the kind of monies that they're generating at the moment from the IPL. Definitely, we don't know something very important behind IPL teams without any piece of land or permanent infrastructure. They are ready to pay billions. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? Bhutan qualified sent Pranjal, yeah, under 20 SAF championship. And let's look at what happened over there. 1 second. Supposedly, India, Bangladesh tomorrow playing. I'll be doing a live watch along tomorrow once more. to see if who will be able to. Yeah, Bhutan actually scored a late injury time winner. Huh? Sorry, didn't realize it. This comes from broadcasting rights and business central put revenue. Yeah, but the broadcasting revenue is gonna, let's see. One thing makes me really very afraid the new generation of India just into quite like chewing into only mobile e-games and all. I mean, the current generation kids can't even bear a pinch. For that, yeah, that's a problem. India losing again. And what? Let's see. The FIFA World Cup expands security, and also India won't qualify for that FIFA World Cup. That's the level of our players of Indian football. Yeah, sadly, Kumar, at the moment, I would have to agree with you on that. Downfall of Komal is still the most hurtful thing for me. He was really generation talent in India. I saw him playing on a certain World Cup. He was superb. Akash, you know what? I remember someone told me before the World Cup, I think a year before, because he was being touted as someone by certain people. And someone actually told me, said, listen, um, he feels, you know, um, I don't know. So therefore, for me, um, yeah, it is. Aman Chetri was the one who broke his leg. That was the biggest talent in that team, was probably who didn't make it from all, even more than Komal Thatal it would be. IPL teams look overpriced. They earn around 500 crore, but a valued 33 times that. In comparison, Rambit earns about 12,000 crore, but is valued only 5 times revenue. Yeah. Look at the American NFL franchises, even worse. I disagree. The other purchasing power of Indian cricket fans are also low, but as the number is so high, it makes up for that. Okay. Yeah. I agree on that, Akash. But it is still higher than the generic football fan, because we're tapping into a middle class and an upper middle class market who potentially could spend. I mean, if you see the exit of all the big um, kitting brands, right? Adidas, Nike, Puma from the IPL, it is because the numbers are not there, right? And I remember in Kolkata when Reebok it originally used to do that, and they were selling for 2,000 rupees. Those in Kolkata, the Reebok store used to be owned by one of my old school friends. He says, "Listen, the 200 rupee Maidan market thing is going better than the 2,000 rupees here, right?" Mr. Goenka thank Jesha Fapa and Lanova Sirgapa, you're a clown. Yeah, yeah. We beat Hong Kong by 3-0, then my alarm rings. Rahul, I wouldn't. Um, why should it ring? Because Hong Kong, this is a non-starter of a match. We could win it. Why not? Right? So, yeah. How does Abene play, sir? Just asking. Rahul, interesting team. A lot of origin players from Switzerland, from Germany. Um, they play with heart, they play with soul. We need to watch on FC U20 nation game. Hitesh could potentially. I know that on the second I won't be doing one because I will be on flight back to Germany. Because I'll be in India, flying to India on Sunday. So, but after that, hopefully, yes. So, anti FSDL troll tweet started again after bids received. Raj, what to say? We spoke about it earlier. You weren't there, but yeah, nothing much to add. It's, yeah, reality not there. Funny thing is, Mr. Birla said in an interview he doesn't understand the business model, but still ends up buying RCB for $1 billion. Yeah, they owe me this whole. Again, as I say, I wouldn't understand. So how is it that whenever Astros came, he showed us the truth? Is it voodoo like Afghanistan, Hong Kong? No, it's not. Again, Afghanistan and Hong Kong are decent teams. They wanted to prove a point, and we were not good enough. Until unless urban middle class don't push their kids to sports, society will continue to be in sloppy shape and will continue zero sporting culture. Akash, you know what? I think sporting culture in some sort of form with certain people is there. Those people who are now playing five-a-side, seven-a-side football. Some of them are playing paddle, pickleball, badminton. I'm seeing friends of mine playing suddenly. So there is something of a sports culture, but this sports culture is rather recreation for adults and saying kids go and study, don't sports is not for you. So that is, I think, the cultural push that needs to change. Sir John, day to day due to work. Can you tell about the pros and cons of bids? Raj, the pros of the Genius bid is very simple. It's about the money. The second thing is my question would be, does Genius think to be around for 20 years? Would be my first question. Second question would be, um, how do we work around it? I think the fan code one is I think that the clubs are favoring because they want sort of stability, while Capri is the only one for the IWLs and up to IW2. So I guess that's a non-starter of a discussion, I guess. So does anyone at least deserve to be in a Nepal team? No, I don't think so. Still no news on Abdi Bharti clearance from FIFA? No, no. I don't think he needs a clearance. He's an Indian citizen. Why does he need FIFA clearance? How did Cindy with East Bengal? Hitesh, very talented. Let's see what she can do. I think expanding to Singapore will actually harm global football. Akash, yes. I think 48 already will be a test this summer. I don't know if 48 is. Hmm. But again, it's like when we discuss Champions League and the new format and other things. Are not buying Apple Ventures profits of physical assets. They're buying it for tangible assets and protected high broadcasting rights for the next cycle. No, someone that's not going to happen because Star is renegotiating the deals for the IPL and for the BCCI deal. How did Nike even sponsor us in the past? They bid for it and got it. Very simple. Adidas had it and they took it from Adidas. I don't know. People spend 5 IPL matches because they will go one match for the entire one IPL season. That is the reason for the success selling tickets in same price, which won't work for because cricket fans want much loyal fans for one match, or football fans have to fill same 14 match days. Kumar, the question is if your supporter base is so big that you can say, listen, come for 3 matches and I fill my stadium, that would also work, right? So yeah. You think so? We can win on Tuesday. Why not? Rahul, again, Hong Kong supposedly travel issues. I think a first group traveled today, a second group is traveling tomorrow. That was the original plan. I don't know if they want to get the whole team to come to India because they were supposed to fly to Nepal, play a friendly, and then come to India. That friendly has been cancelled by Nepal. So let's wait and see. They make money from our broadcasting revenue and high commercial revenue. Their players are walking billboards and they do sell tickets and retain almost 80% of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What say you coming to India? Where? I'm coming to Delhi for 3 days. I have to sort out the handball. Hopefully, we are close to solutions. Let's see. Do you see there is any future about Indian football? Rather, there is always some sort of future, uh, you know. So let's see. Thank you, Akshat, for the 40 rupees. IPL teams earns around 600 crore per season in squad spending and losses around 250 crore. My profits, Cisco and 7 last year, and they spent was 230 crore. Yeah. Hoppala. And business give around turnovers and buy out value news companies forcing opening for the upcoming ventures. Okay. Billion the cloud have brought IPL team. Well, let's need to quickly drink some water, guys. One sec. Let me get up and have some water. And I'll be back. Sorry. Didn't bring the water bottle. Let me put the lights on in the back as well. It's a transitional phase here in Europe where it's longer days. Um, Apple broadcasting value is already going downhill. Just said we don't know something important behind the curtain. Yeah, that's the thing. In the US, not just sports, for kids are into a lot of other activities, music, art, etc. It's pretty expensive, but majority parents try to do it. And also, that's the thing, right? In America, mm, you have to pay for stuff. Here in Europe, um, it is sort of publicly funded or something or the other. It's actually to do arts, music, sports, except the equipment part is actually quite cheap. Yuri Haigawa is only 5'2". It proves that you need and have the physical, but if you have skills, you could be great in women's game. Hitesh, that's an exception, right? It's like saying in the men's game, hey, Lionel Messi is a great player, right? I think the valuation is high because there are only limited teams in IPL. Maybe. What's the problem with Kochi Stadium management? Why the state government is not intervening? Because because it's not the state government matter. It's the Kochi. development authority, which is causing those problems. You tell me what can be as the evaluation of Kavas and Mumbai City? No. To be very honest, no. Because if I apply um, the IPL logic, then the valuation would be, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, right? I know that people have valued clubs at 200, 250 crores. Some people have tried to sell and nobody's bought it. So I don't know what the real valuation of an ISL team is. Navia is saying original jerseys are yet to be revealed. Yeah, these are just, if the deal happens in the summer, this is just helping the AFF out for the next 3 months. Jonas, one thing, sir, on Singapore match in favor, draws dominated and put all our energy into the first half. Then when we were exhausted, they pushed on us and scored only on our pitches. They got, yeah, maybe. Tottenham Hot Spurs will lose 50% of the value if they get relegated? No. Yeah, what? They not, because the Spurs have a valuation, um, not only because of the football team, but also because of that brilliant stadium that they've built, right? That is an infrastructure marvel in itself. And yeah, why it will harm global football? We need to make other nations competitive. Only Congo and UEFA nations are winning it. I'm all in for 64 teams. We need to make football truly global. The gap of standard is going to be too big. How long will you run a World Cup? And why are teams from South America and Europe winning it? Because they're the best, right? And making it more teams doesn't mean that you make it more competitive. I think you reduce the quality. The question this time around with 48 teams will be, it's like with the Champions League, right? The Champions League was very interesting, but at the end of the day, if you look at the last 8 teams in the UEFA Champions League, I think 6 to 7 teams would have been predictable options. Because the commercial partner earn money. That's the question. That's a good question, Raj. They're spending. The commercial partner needs to raise money. And I don't know how they're going to raise money. So yesterday I saw Moldova-Lithuania match. I can tell a national team plays better, agree, even at the smallest. No. We're not even close to Lithuania or Moldova, so let's not even get into that. Kera versus C were the most cost club in the ISS setup. Mm. I want Apia to feel so badly, like so badly. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Why India has won T20 Cricket World Cup back to back? Because of IPL young players share dressing rooms with great international players and train with them. No, because there's no competition, Hitesh. It's yeah. English clubs are valued based on real estate and popularity. Yeah, real estate popularity, not that much. Actually, on their real estate, the value, the assets that they have, they will lose a good portion of income. Yeah, but they will lose a lot of income, but that doesn't mean that the valuation goes down. Hmm? Sir, in off seasons, for what purpose the stadiums being used? Can it be done in India as well if clubs build stadium? Raj, there are stadiums where you redo the turf. Normally, the summers are used to repairing work, upgrades, other things, right? And then concerts, conferences, depending on what facilities you have at the stadiums. No one knows how ISL will profit in the first place. Gosh, that's I think that is your first question point that is needs to be discussed, and yeah, very difficult, because if you want to make ISL profitable, we need numbers, and we don't have the numbers at the moment. So therefore, that's the struggle of where we are at this. Yeah, of I don't know how we're going to get there, and let's see, how we're going to get there. 60 will be disaster for the organization of FIFA World Cup. Yeah, Guma, I think it's too much. 48, as I said, 48 will be an interesting test. Let's see. Why wouldn't they experiment with the squad for this meaningless game against Hong Kong? Sasha, who do you want to experiment with? We've got the same pool, you know, and, you know, um, I don't know who you want to experiment with. I don't see the players that I would be willing to experiment with. Mike, simple thing. Again, no disrespect to you or any other coach. right? But understanding who is quality for national team or not, international football, that's your first job. Khalid Jamil is failing that every day. Manolo Marquez failed that before that. I don't need to be a licensed coach to understand that I think who is good enough or not, who will do something good or bad for the Indian jersey. Therefore, I don't see the other players. Our pool is limited. If Bijay Varghese gets into the national team as a defender, it shows you how bad the situation is. I mean, I think I'm close to reactivating Baichung Bhutia to play for us up front very soon. Kerala will be the most valuable club in current ISL setup. Should be, Akash. But is there a market? Let's say Magnum Sports tomorrow wants to sell the Blasters. I don't think there is anyone willing to buy the Blasters. And for a potential evaluation. That's the thing. That's the difference between IPL and ISL. IPL, ISL. Out of football question, one important is the energy crisis in Germany? No. No energy crisis over there here. So why did you have AIFF and what's happening? Oh, it becomes noble. Rahul, Nivea is not helping per se for free. Nivea is getting paid. I helped him for free. Again, so that's the thing. The Coventry City be promoted Premier League. Hitesh looks very good for them at the moment. Let's see if they will in the end. Indian Premier League is portrayed as an elite class. Sometimes I don't see that with La Liga, Bundesliga. Is it? I don't think I would term the Premier League as elite. It might be sold like that, but I don't think so. I wish the new commercial partner forced clubs to play at compact stadiums. Akash, where are your compact stadiums? Which is a compact stadium you could use? Delhi, maybe Ambedkar, but that is in shambles, so it has to be rebuilt. Otherwise, where are your compact stadiums? Mumbai City is doing that. Others, I don't see. Right? ISL club salary cap needed and harsh, but need even European punish the top class if they got caught. Yeah, but airbot is not going to work. I will work around it, and you will never know. Why don't you want Apple to fail? Well, at least we're good at cricket. Nobody cares about cricket. So can you please explain, Deccan, how this growth of IP is affecting football adversely? Someone, it's not about football. It says Indian sports generally, right? To me, that is the bigger problem. It's not football. It's a conversation about Indian sports. And Indian sports is suffering because um, cricket is so big that it is sucking the blood, the air out of the system. Not forget football. Again, all other sports. And this is a problem. So therefore, for me, you know, um, very difficult. So and I'm a neat aspirant and solve physics equations every day. How did we win CAFA third place? Lose to Bangladesh. I mean, it's equal rights now. Rahul, football is not mathematics. I always say football, you cannot plan like a game of chess. If, as per your logic, this team A will beat team B will beat team C, therefore team A will beat team C, right? So it doesn't work like that. All the top leagues are portrayed as elite class. I don't think so, Akash. I don't think that they're portrayed elite class in an Indian context. But again, maybe I might be wrong. Hey, Rushabh, good to see you. Now anti-FSTL guys are saying you FSTL fanboys say no, we'll bid, and now we have bidders. Raj, again, we have bidders, and that has to do with what has been done over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And Fancode sees a potential. I'm happy that Fancode thinks and sees a potential, but look at the numbers. The numbers don't add up. The numbers don't add up, right? And Genius Gambling, I would love them to come in, put in the money, get fan code on board, work together, and build a product. But again, they need to raise 300, 400 crores to make it sustainable for everyone. And are we close to? I don't even know if we're going to raise 10 rupees, right? So I'd advise you to help any other nation who's struggling but have done an AF. Sorry, sir, if I offend. No, you're not offending me. But why would I? Again, my two countries are Germany and India. Why would I support another country? Why I wouldn't, right? Stop blaming other sports for football down for effect. Blame AIFF, not BCCI. No, I'm not. Again, AIFF to blame is also too easy. BCCI and cricket are harming the rest of the sports. You know, Yeah, so that's the problem. Apparently being sold as an elite class. I don't know if it's maybe I missed it, but I don't see it being sold as an elite. This is the tempo we have. Why not just see what else is possible? Sandesh can't play till it's at 75. Sasha, on one side you're rest, but again, if Bija Varghese is your future, then maybe it's better to stop playing football at international level, right? We have a problem, and uh, you know, um, so therefore, yeah. If I say clubs want to be profitable after 20 years, then start heavily investing grassroots and academies if they really want to become profitable by getting successful national team. No, Kumar. And this would be the logic if you're making money of some sort, right? Or breaking even. For me, if I'm investing into grassroots and you're talking about 20 years, right? So you hope in 15, 20 years, I will be able to generate talent coming into my setup, right? That would be the ideal mindset. My problem with that is, um, can you guarantee that you're going to get players that are value and that you can either help you or sell on for profits? So let's see. I disagree. Out of all the asset classes, the audience with highest purchasing power most. No, Akash, I don't disagree with that. I'm telling you that no one is going to bid for, let's say, 200, 250 million to buy out Magnum Sports for the Blasters. Value this, value that. That they have had the most sponsors, that they have uh, the highest fan base in the ISL, that they have purchasing power and loyal fans. All of that I buy. You know. So that's the reality. So Mumbai City on talks with the new striker. Okay. When Ashwin is saying some Mumbai guy referred Bharti to Kalyan Chauvin, that's how he made it honest. I've started thought it's but now such stupid things to say like this. Rushabh, I've said this story a while back, right? Uh, you know, um, you know, um, I've said this story. Someone in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, got in touch with Kalyan and said, "Hey, Kalyan, hey, listen, I know about this kid in Bolivia. Give him a chance." That's how he's there. I've said this a while back. I've known this kid since his Gelang United days, since his 13, 12, 13. Right? Again, how many matches has he played? Last 7 years, last 8 years, 26, 27 matches. Right? His CV is brilliant, but if you see his match minutes, I've played more in the last 3 years for the old men here than that. Hi, Shanlata. What is wrong with these politicians? They block Kerala's too. This is extreme. Why are not allowing national team have some shame? GCDA who is World Cup winner for circus. Shanlata, the problem is I don't have an answer to this. And it's embarrassing in my opinion that this has happened now twice in a football state. Kochi is in Kerala. Kerala is, to me, the football state besides Bengal, Goa, and let's say some northeastern states. It's embarrassing. So for me, um, yeah, what to say? But it also shows why there's been no real development on that stadium over the last 10 years, despite Javier Shepi, who was the CEO of the Under 17 World Cup. Javier had raised the topic. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Listen what said someone, yeah. At least owners make sizable revenue from their fans, which is absolutely rare in info. They make revenue, but the revenue is so small compared to what they're spending, and they have actually cut their budgets over the years. That's why they're fighting relegation now, because the owner said we've lost too much money. Again, is it right or wrong? That's a different discussion, but they've taken that decision. Make the league competitive, make the funding gap small, puncture the over well player salary so they come out of comfort zone, make promotion relegation slowly, at least passionate teams get chance. Yeah, about passionate teams is not a question. Teams with money is the question. Passion at our level, um, you know, let's see. Cricket is attracting all the investments and attention of government. Yeah. Aman says genius and Franco. Aman, I wouldn't mind. Maybe that is the solution for the AFF. I don't know if that's, So what's the date or what's the evening date on will be in this for deciding commercial sponsors? Supposedly on Sunday there should be a decision. Indian football gets whatever money only because of globally popular footballers. That was what Indian football has ever done. They just don't fully agree to it. I would say that there is some stuff that Indian football done. Um, that's why that certain things happen. So Genius Sports recover the money by selling data. At least it's related to betting. Yeah, that's their job, right? Selling the data. But my question is, for me, the question is not only saying, "Hey, listen, I pay you whatever, and I'm trying to recover my costs, but I need to also rate sponsors, this, that, everything." So they would have to build a whole team. It's a bit of Genius Sports is 2001 to record 20 years ago. Pratik, as I said, um, good number given the realities, but not enough for the AFF and for the ISL to survive. The ISL needs about 300 crores, I would say, a year to survive. So the figure you have times three, and then it would work. Premier League essentially have 7 teams based in London. Maybe we should do the same, give the league control to teams, to the clubs, AFF, and a commercial partner. This being as any system going on. Okay. Yeah. I've learned more about finance in football than I'm learning in my college. Wow, someone, that's good. Clubs don't need to spend heavily on grassroots football. Little money, like 10, 50 crores in the span of 5 years, is enough to make a decent supply line for your team. I don't think so, Aka. Your cost would be higher in the long run. Sports seems smart because they know football will grow in India. Will it grow, Pratik? I would love to, but are we sure? I do not think I will put boots on the ground to create real grassroots and youth development, which will directly impact. As a club must put boots on the ground for every state. Kumar, this is not the AFF's job to do grassroots. If you think that it's the AFF, no, it's the job of the clubs, of the state associations, of the academies, of the football schools, of the football training centers. Yeah, but they're not reaching break even. No, they're not even close. If I'm a club owner, why would I waste my money on grassroots for 10 years rather than put in some money and get results? Exactly, Raj. That's the whole point. That's the problem. Ultimately, it's the viewer, spectator that defines the worth value, ultimately, directly or indirectly. Otherwise, it's just loan. Yeah, Nixon. What will you do with those results if you have to shut down after 10 years? Yeah, yeah, that's the other problem. And the reason. Well, sir, in India, fastest growing sport is F1. Not only in India, F1 is growing rapidly because of Liberty Media and their research. In football, they worked in back end. Is it really the fastest growing sport in India? It's not on. It's not on linear television. And don't compare a global sport which was already big, right? Formula One was big or is big in large parts of Europe, in countries like Brazil, even in Southeast Asia and the Middle East, it was big. It's become even bigger, but it's not. It's not a small or niche sport. Yeah, who knows? He's going to shut this club or reduce salaries. He's done none. What if an IPL club builds itself an European multi-sports club? Most of the big teams in Europe multi-sports, just that football is their biggest identity. Sasha, they could, but I don't. It's not happened, right? We've had now the same owners have entities in different sports under different names, right? There is no single entity of an IPL, whatever. GMR has multi sports, JSW has multi sports. Um, so yeah, sir, I hear this World Cup is going to be the first time the entire French national will be black. I don't know if it will be Akshit. It won't. Yet news clubs want friend code, but Genius Sports bid is tempting. Yeah, Raj, which is understandable. Why again, the point for the clubs is I know fan code, I know the product, I know the quality, I can live with it. On the other side, Genius Sports, you don't know. Genius Sports doesn't have a setup in India, if I understand right, so we'll have to build it. I was like an employee who worked in mid company in the world, but he worked as build manager, not as developer. Says Kumar Reddy. Oops. It's it. When does he stay more as a club? They do not depend on going to exist. Ankit, they do. And that is the problem of these Bengal and Mohun Bagan fans. And in this current reality, without the money of the Goenkas or the Agarwals, there would be no one. Look at East Bengal, how they had Quest, then they had Shree Cement, now they have this, and before that they had Mr. Malia, who was bankrolling both the clubs. How was Mohun Bagan struggling after Mr. Malia pulled out of Mohun Bagan of Mohun Bagan Athletic Club or McDowell Mohun Bagan? So they need them. The one thing you notice, there's a landslide reduction in mono and home game attendance. This was bound to happen once we did enough drama with ACL too. Yeah, Akash, surely that's part of the problem. What about multi-sports? Apple teams don't even have their own youth academy, and people are talking about multi-sports. Yeah, this is yeah. Bro, without Goenka, Mon will be at moment sporting level. You need money. Mono fans are unwilling to accept it. Very, very true, Raj. Very big problem. Uh, you know. So therefore, yeah, that's the thing. Fastest growing doesn't mean kick. Yeah, it's because there's a pay-to-play culture for cricket in India. Parents pay thousands of rupees per month for their kids training in academy. Plus, IPL teams don't need to pay transfer fee. The pay-to-play is also there with the middle class and upper class in football these days, no? With the five-a-side and seven-a-side turfs. F1 sports cannot be played by every kid in India like football being played by kids. Don't take it seriously. I'm sarcastic. Yeah, Kumar, but as again, Indians are couch potatoes. So if I look at it from a couch potato sport, Formula One is another IPL, you know, or cricket, right? In that way, very few will be successful. So yeah. So former Mumbai City U15 captain Evan D'Souza has moved to Spain and plays for a Catalan club in Cadet Premier Division. Has scored 6 goals assists despite being a centre back. Good. I don't know what that level is, Glock, but yeah. If you ask for his album franchise, you're cancelled. No, you're not, Akash. And this whole thing is about, again, they're born in France, right? If you're black, brown, green, yellow, doesn't matter, right? And this is what's being said. Makes no sense. Again, when will Kantirava get renovated? Aman, should have been renovated, I don't know, many years back. I remember 3 years back, SAF championship, bad state. I'm gonna exit soon, then more fans better brace themselves, says Ankit. Yeah, the possibility is there. Most of it is done. Most young fans stop watching and going to stadium. Akash, I think it's a general thing. East Bengal has faced this in the past, and it's not working for the teams, and it's a big problem. Only betting companies can give you that amount of money. Yeah, Raj, that's the whole problem. East Bengal is like beggars stalking around every company with a begging bowl in Montemanji. Yeah, but Kumar, you see, the problem is, you know what? They don't need to use the begging bowl. Your analogy doesn't work because you're always going to the political class who've helped you out so far. Mohammedan Sporting has done the same this year, but no one has come forward to really help them except now Mamata Banerjee in the end. The Merlin Group is now suddenly front of shirt of Mohammedan Sporting. Seem to have worked, right? So these are some of the realities. And if I haven't asked, please like, share, and subscribe. 29 likes on this video. And of course, we crossed the 4,000 mark today. Thank you very, very much. 4,002, the number of subscribers on Arunfoot at this moment. And yeah, so therefore, thanks a lot as always. What would you say success for an Indian in European League? Vidya Jain has played 2 games from yeah, a sub and team is reached to win a cup semi, even though a second division team. They just see the problem is, have we had success? You know, you're saying a team has reached the Soviet Cup semis and he's played 2 games. Is that success? I don't know what. It's because even a Sunil Chhetri, Baichung Bhutia have failed. I mean, the most successful Indian in Europe, most probably is Gurpreet Singh Sandhu at Stabæk because he played for them in his third season and even played Europa Cup. Um, so yeah, he's going to face that for the performance. More is facing that for the management and drama after drama. Nah, Akash, I wouldn't say performances only. East Bengal has had also drama, even fan violence and other things. So it's not, it's. I think it's a similar thing in some sort of form way. Government banning betting companies affected more for cricket than football in India. No, it's the whole system. Forget football or cricket. The whole ecosystem is suffering because of that. I mean, it isn't an excuse, but don't you think not having black players is kind of disadvantage for India or other Asian countries? I mean, we would never have them playing for us. Why? There, there are countries who don't have black players and are still doing well. So that I don't know what the logic is, Glock, right? On that front, I don't think so. At the AFC level, several Indian Super League clubs have delivered notable performance in continental competitions. So, yeah, like the video, guys. Yes, someone like the video, share it with others. If you haven't, do subscribe to Arun Foot. Again, thank you. Today we crossed the 4,000 mark, and tomorrow India Bangladesh surely live, and then we'll see what else I can do. No, stay tuned. Bawal Tamasha by everything. Yeah, but Kumar, it's let's wait and see. But sir, just a man is a wonder of India, he would be earning more than many football and many Indian cricketers. Taken charges, we've had Formula One drivers. Narayan Karthikeyan was a Formula One driver, right? It's um, it doesn't have to be that he earns more than a cricketer. The cricketers earn ridiculous money. So in short, what is 20-year plan? Revenue splitting and governance? Raj, my question is, given the reality that a new AFF is supposed to come in at some stage later this year, why would you give the rights away now? I think to make this league competitive, you must allow 5 foreigners so that more tenants can come. Aman, the league would be better. But do we think that if the league is a little better than it is now, then more fans will come in? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. I don't think one more foreigner, you know, then that's the thing. Despite ban Dafa News sponsored Bengal Super League. Not only that, Akash, they're front of shirt sponsor of Punjab FC and back of shirt sponsor of Odisha FC. And now the middle class growing in will be a success because most of the middle in India is couch potatoes. Yeah, exactly, Kumar. It's couch potatoes, and that's the point. That's my point. My 11th circle is sponsored by Apple as well. Okay, yeah. I mean, he's the only player who's currently trying to break into a good senior team at his age. Others are playing for youth teams. I mean, yeah, I get your point, but again, it's success is if you're a regular. If you're a regular playing for your team at a quality level, then we can have a conversation. Srinidhi is doing well enough as needs serious clubs like Srinidhi. Yeah, let's see. We have around 400 to 500 million couch potatoes. That's my assumption. Nah, someone maybe even more. Maybe even more. Nah, betting companies still sponsoring with surrogacy advertising. Yes, they are. Kumar. I don't know if you've seen it. Front of shirt, Punjab FC, back of shirt, Odisha FC. How would you go about if you were the FF suggestions for them? Oh, Nixon, I would have so many suggestions. But first, you would have to take stock. Again, introspection. What is doing right? What is wrong? What is, you have to realize what you have. To say, oh, I want to do this. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand what you have at the moment, what is working, what is not working, or is nothing working. Could also be a summary. And then you can go in and say, listen, these are the things that I need to and want to change. Casual football fans are sending me 3-0 win over Pakistan and saying blah, blah. But if I say the truth, many will blame me. Yeah, Raj, it makes no point. Because I said it yesterday, right? I mean, to me, I take the result any day. Great result, 3-0. But we were not good. And the referee. The referee was on our side. Made a mistake, made a massive mistake of not giving Pakistan the penalty before the 2-0. I said successful F1 driver like Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, not Nine Karthikeyan is not successful. Deccan Chargers, to get into Formula One is so difficult. That itself is success, right? Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, driver, Indian quality, not coming in the next 20, 30 years. Because otherwise he would have to be a top Formula 3 driver at least at the moment. I don't see an Indian being at that level. So therefore, these theoretical discussions don't work. In Germany, we've had Michael Schumacher. We've had Sebastian Vettel. Where is the next young German driver to come through? Mick Schumacher, people thought, hey, he's gone to America, right? And yeah, Wittenberg is the last German driver and he's 35. So not so easy. This season, my circle is not sponsoring Apple. Okay, I don't know who sponsors Apple or don't. After a long time, came back. Hi, Satyam. I want you saying that U20 and MA are doing good. You should and AIFF should get more funders. Car foundation increase RF more. Again, who's doing good? Satyam, that's the problem. Are they doing good? No, they're not. Because we've got a lack of quality which gets exposed when you play. Right? Under 17s have reached a level again, but it's a general problem. Look at under 17 football. I've even seen in Europe, it's not good at the moment. I think that generally football is not improving at the moment. And under 23s, let's not talk about it. Again, yeah. But how the Srini and Nanda developed the facility, like, doesn't matter how big or how good, us didn't even think even for training facilities. Akash, very simple. Namdhari is an educational group. They have land, and on that land build a stadium and training facilities. And Namdhari is a sect in Punjab, and they have land and property and have built something over there. So if you have property, you can do it. Others have tried. Round Glass Punjab wanted to build something in 2018 while we were at academy stage. I was involved. We didn't get the land. Indian government legally cannot ban surrogate betting companies. If anyone can explain that there is a ban, and I see DAFA news now, left, right, and center. Yeah. Yes, agreed. Thanks for your opinion. But Asian team for World Cup. Tejas, if you ask me, then Japan. See a lot of Japanese players in the Bundesliga. Yeah. So let's see. Golf, tennis, F1 are more of pleasure sports, no? So it's be a miracle if we had world class beaters from whatever little player pool we generate. N- No. If you look at tennis, for example, when I got involved with Indian football and started IndianFootball.com, yeah, um, Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi were the best double players in the world. Best. Sania Mirza, again, due to injury, didn't reach the level. Most probably she could have been top 20, right? And so, so therefore, for me, that is possible. Golf also, we could have a world class player because it doesn't. Again, these are sports where you don't need players pool. If you've got an exceptional talent, it will work. Formula One, the same thing. But I don't see. I at least I don't know. I know um, you know, the Chandoks, of course, father runs it, and Karan has been an F1 driver himself. But yeah, let's see. F1 is rich and sport will never. It will. Akash, it will. It could. Right. First, Meghalaya FIFA football stadium 120 crore now, and Arunachal stadium football only 12 crore, and also having chief guests, we know fan base, so it's good. Arunachal, yeah, but Meghalaya is building for 700 crore. And Sunil was there, he was invited and it's good, right? And yeah, that's for 700 crores. Imagine India had a football club, whether big or small, in every town, just like England. Someone, you have a lot of places where you have football teams, right? Um, yeah. So scooter tournament to start. I think many tweets and reels coming up. Let's see, Raj. Monbagan. Uh, showing Google. Okay. Everything is fine, but I'm excited more for Indian match against Hong Kong as squad. Also have Ryan, we know he'll be in 11. Sure, if injury is not there, etc. Let's see if Satyam he plays. Yeah. The PR machinery will start, yes. Find many clubs here and there, but everyone doesn't do stuff. Yeah, Raj, and there are, I know, I've seen it in Mizoram, in Manipur as well. So, yeah, we already have solution for India. Oh, God, please. Someone is saying Meghalaya has been, yeah. Indian children can't even convince their parents for football of 100,000 rupees. Good luck getting into car driving before age 10. For fall on, you're going to have to start before age 10 for reflex. AI bot, it will not have to be kids convincing their parents. It will be parents who will want their kids to be Formula One drivers. So, and there are enough parents who will want that. So, therefore, let's see. The Madi shuts down FSW. Would she like to own a club and roll Indian football? She can build a stadium, run Europe, and facility top scouting based academy in Mumbai. FSTL is being shut down at the moment, and no, Neeta Ambani doesn't want to have to do anything with football. So Reliance Foundation will do their stuff, but at the top level, pro level, nothing. 200 crores enough for FIFA standard stadium. Raj, according to what they have built in Arunachal Pradesh, yes, it can be enough. It depends on where you are. If you, with 200 crores in Mumbai, you wouldn't get anywhere. But in Arunachal, 200 crores is a lot of money. So that is that. Oh, 2 hours and nearly 12 minutes on this live. Once more, a reminder, if you haven't, do like, do share, do subscribe to Arun Foot. And 31 likes today. We crossed the 4,000 mark. Thank you very much for doing that. Big achievement. Thank you. Very, very happy that we did make it in the month of March. And yeah, that's tomorrow, India versus Bangladesh, or Bangladesh versus India in the SAF U20 championships. Um, so therefore, let's wait and see what happened to the. It still exists, Glock. It hosts cricket, it hosts football. Let's see. And it's kind of due for me. What? No, not happening, Raj. Aryan, for me, bids are good. Given the realities, let's see what they decide on. Seen Nizam was Manipur match friend on YouTube yesterday. I think is more than many attends ISL matches like Chennai and SC and most will conduct more ISL. There is no. Okay. You got a point for Formula One because a rich family put them on high drug dose called Formula. Yeah. Kumar can easily be done. That money will make more loss if she owns ISL team. Okay. We need 1 billion euro like Camp Nou. Come on, 12 crores. Future might look at hockey stadium in Odisha. Yeah. Yes, someone's the bid is still to be seen, but long-term commercial partner who are interested to have info, even if such post state is there. I mean, just something. Only it is, but the money is not enough. I think the bid needed to be around 300 crores to make money for the AIFF and for the clubs, but better take this than nothing, I would say, given the realities. India, Bhutan also under 23. Yeah, no, India can't be part of FIFA. India is part of FIFA series, Ogni. The women are playing no, against Kenya. And we're not part of it at the moment because we're playing Asian Cup qualifiers. Vietnamese guys are trolling. And they're saying Americans can't beat us. Okay. Kids, some makers in solo sports here and there due to some wonder talent. Forget about team sports, not possible. Yeah, but that's the reality, yeah. But with genius sports, I don't think clubs will make any money. So you think they can make money with fan code? Right? Will Shillong be able to fill 40,000 stadium? Someone, in theory, yes. Genius person is saying we're out of it then. Rams, that's possible. That's what I'm saying. That's possible. Seen the email secretary of is what he's saying. He told that upper phones improve national team, but I think it's just imaginary Lala dream. Yeah. Weren't you saying that we're getting better? Some of the genius sports involvement around the world leagues. Only there are content aggregator in regard to data, sorry, not content, data aggregator, and then they work with leagues around the world, right? They work with the Scottish Premier League, with 18 leagues across Europe. Someone said today, yes, I've read it as well. They've successfully helped the Malaysian Super League as well. So they're there. They're the big company. Team Sports plus fan code as a broadcaster. Raj, that's what I've said. I think that might be the solution that the risk is not with fan code, but rather with Genius Sports, and fan code then sort of piggybacks on that. So it's true that most countries have athletes in hockey, excluding India, aren't full-time hockey players, and it should beat us. Yes, clock. That's a story that I've said multiple times on this channel. You know, and yeah, they're part-timers or actually amateurs. Scooters provide immense contribution in your football career. His purpose, I don't know of his name. Please support. And it was supposed to be a 40 team name. Why only teams now? Because I League 2, I League 3 are separated. How come these guys came in picture? Raj, good question. I don't know. I respect the vision of sports, Mr. Navin Patnaik, sir. We need more. Seem like him. 100%. Navin Patnaik, because of him, hockey has been successful in the last few years, and Odisha FC had based themselves there. I think problem has never been fun problem in football. I consider my African national favorite badges less than F, but so the team rank is 50, 60, so F it's not a problem, but it is. Let's see. So Genius Sports, if comes, 50% chance might bring more commercial partners or sponsors as more of experience. I don't know what is going to happen. You know, I let's wait and see who gets it, and then we'll have to see. Okay, it's speculation of what they will do, what they will do. I don't know. So Socio-economic will answer. Yeah, that's it. What's Rowan company doing? Shipping. The Sharmas do in shipping. Right. So also does the foot mob ratings work? I mean, many European First Division Asian leagues don't have match ratings and advanced stats, but ISA does. I have no clue what foot mob ratings are, how they work. Sorry. Continuing sports gains from this zero, sir. What do you see as their point of view might have been? I have no idea. Only they want access to the data. That's the most that I can think about. They would have to build a team again. Maybe they're taking a punt on Indian football. I don't know. And as Raj says, Genius has a certain risk factor that they might say after 3 or 5 years, "Thank you very much, Tata, bye, I'm gone." So that's the problem. In India, if PM focus on something, the country can go big. But I want our respective to focus more on sports like football. Yeah, the stadium Arunachal is being because of him only, but more to come. No, because of him. No, it's because of the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. It has nothing to do with the PM. These are state matters. Satyam. I think people are trying to understand hype around Trent Arts are not getting sick. Instead of squad for friendlies, they forgot he recovered yesterday and came to play before time. Thomas Tuchel. Let's see. Fan code definitely winning the bid. Raj, my feeling is that as well, but let's wait and see what they decide. Do you know anyone in Meghalaya does the construction progress? I know the chief minister. I know Conrad Sangma, but listen, it's happening. Kumar, give them time. It's supposed to happen. Be ready at some stage next year. We will get to know. It's like, it's like when you ask, oh, when are we going to see the talents from the Nopang League? We are long, long away from seeing them at the top level. So let's be realistic. I'm not in long term. I'm not sure of fan code without Big Daddy Dream 11. Yeah, yeah. Clock, very important point. Assam Stadium, yeah. Guwahati also being built. Very true. So if someone wants to start working football, what's the first step? The question is, what do you want to work in football? Football has X number of jobs, right? To say I want to work in football is like saying I want to work in the economy, right? It's you have to be clear what you want to do. Was fan code bid including broadcast rights? Yeah, yeah. So I want to see the marketing is so bad, and as I've seen in Brazil for the minimum problem in ASIC clubs marketing budget is 10x, which were penny gigs. So Satya, what are you comparing? You're comparing a 5-time world champion in Brazil and their league structure with us. Don't do that. Again, this makes no sense. Arunachal Pradesh 200 crores given a central government said by Arunachal. Yeah, but it's if the chief minister didn't want to do it, and again, every football development in that part of the country is because of their local governments. Mizoram, I know our own experience. Lathang Amla, the old chief minister, because of him, Tete was able to do what he's done. Manipur, the same thing. The same applies for Arunachal. The same applies to Conrad Sangma. Yes, the money might come out of a central pool, but the desire is coming from the state. If they give to Genius and if they walk away, how is they going to catch them? No entity in India, where's fan code is innocent. Raj, if someone wants to walk away, they'll walk away. Even Z walked away from Indian football, and then the AIFF had to find someone who buys out Z. So if you want to walk away, you can. There's no broadcast. I think so. Kumar, the point of the commercial rights is about commercial rights, but the broadcast is interlinked with it because the broadcast, if you're not going to have a good and right broadcast, your commercial rights, the value is 0. So therefore, it is interlinked. Right. With that, now I'll come to an end. Nearly 2 hours and 21 minutes. Tomorrow, Bangladesh, India, 4:15 p.m. Live watch along. Catch you then. Wishing you all the best. Thank you for the 4K, which we read tonight. And as you say, Raj, clubs are not united. That's another problem. AFF clubs not on the same page. After that, let's see. Tomorrow's another day. Speak to then. Good night, everyone.